That said, you sure put the screws on her. I honestly got shocked when you invited her.
If your worries were justified, I thought she would react somewhat dramatically.
So, after observing for 2 hours, what do you think about those two?
I don't know. I'd say it's 50-50.
Right? I thought so too.
That Koharu girl doesn't seem to have changed much since I last met her. I guess it does kind of seem like she's been interested in him before that.
She's improved quite a bit since the time I've known her to be mini Haruki. Though I can't say for sure whether it's been for the better or worse.
And as for Haruki,
he's quite good at hiding things. He's trying to shoulder everything by himself. You have something on your mind?
He didn't call her by name, right? Not even once?
There shouldn't be a problem given that, right?
He didn't even call her by surname? I remember when we came in previously, he addressed her as Sugiura a number of times.
Don't you think you're overthinking the situation too much?
Maybe, but somehow it feels unnatural. Just a little.
Well, anyway, I wonder if it'll be alright if we kept observing them for a little longer.
Do you not like this?
It's not that, but out here, someone might see us.
Would it bother you?
I wouldn't be bothered at all, but what about you, senpai?
Don't worry about it.
I'm happy.
Once our lips touched, we couldn't stop ourselves anymore. It felt unnatural when we parted our lips and stopped kissing, so I closed the distance again without thinking. And then, after repeating it twice, thrice, just touching our lips together wasn't enough to be satisfied anymore. The experience that I gathered 3 years ago poured into a different person, our tongues getting tangled as we exchanged saliva. Side note, ew. I imposed myself upon Koharu's lips and tongue, and with that gesture, her soft voice, rough breath, and delighted gasps all reached my ear. Finally, since the areas around the mouth became sticky, Koharu uses her handkerchief to carefully wipe them clean. Then, she suddenly buries her face into my chest, all while one of our hands is still connected, which made our movements a little awkward.
Senpai? Will you be going? On the ski trip, I mean?
I'm not sure. I've never gone skiing before.
Then, should I teach you before you go? I said it before, but I'm quite good at it, you know?
Doesn't that itself count as another ski trip?
Perhaps you're right.
Then again, due to our current circumstances, we have no choice but to meet up alone.
Do you dislike it, being with me?
No way.
Thank you very much.
Is she aware of it, or is she not? I cannot read into the meaning behind the dazed face she is making now. But, Koharu, what about your graduation trip? That's the very reason you're working, right? Koharu?
Yeah, now that you mention it, you're right.
You still haven't made up with Yada-san? Koharu?
Senpai, you already forgot about what you said before? Until I ask you, you won't needlessly intervene?
That's right. I thought that her short silence and absent-mindedness could have been her way of giving me a sign.
That aside, when will we meet again next time?
Maybe after the exams are over?
So, 2 weeks later? Another 2 weeks?
In exchange, when spring break starts in university, I will have a bit more free time.
I could meet you even on weekdays?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
And then, will you go to work every day? As for me, going to school is voluntary from the start of February.
That's not good, right? Skipping school for work? Even if you got a recommendation, what would you do if it gets canceled?
I get it. Okay.
You don't have to sulk like that.
I'm just a bit annoyed that you're being way too rational, senpai.
If I really were being all that rational, then I wouldn't be hugging you like this, now would I?
Yeah,
Koharu,
Hanaki senpai.
if I really were being all that rational, I wouldn't be sticking my tongue in like this. I wouldn't be imposing myself upon her warm mouth and guiding her tongue to the back of my throat, as if by instinct to indulge in her saliva like this. Still, ew.
Senpai,
Yeah?
even though I can't take hot food, even though I'm not good with hot things,
As Koharu mumbles through teary eyes and labored breaths, I lick up all the saliva stuck to her lips.
but this feels so sweet that no matter how hot it gets, I'll endure it. No, I think I might even come to like hot things.
I thought you didn't like sweet things.
This kind of sweetness is just right for me.
Koharu accepts everything, from the way I impose myself upon her to my gentle caresses. That's why we couldn't possibly stop our passionate kisses, because it's only in the moment that our lips touch that I can forget how I've taken on the role of the traitor once again, just to hold her in my arms and kiss her like this. January 31st, Monday.
Hey, did you hear those rumors about our vice captain?
You mean to say the former vice captain? I'm the current vice captain.
Oh, that thing, right? About how she stole her friend's crush or something?
So, Sugiura-san, huh? It's hard to believe she was such an excessively serious upperclassman after all. She was super strict, too. I can't tell you how many times she's made me cry. That's because you always skipped practice. Well, if the rumors are true, she sure changed quickly. You figure she decided to go out looking for men because she had nothing to pass the time with after quitting the club? Well, considering how she was, I guess it would be hard for her to stop once she got herself a taste of a man. Come on, you two. At least show some respect to an upperclassman who was looking out for you for 2 years. Hey, we're still some of the better ones. Remember the group that quit when the rules suddenly got much stricter? You mean Mitsui's bunch? Now that you mention it, you're in the same class, right? Yeah, her whole group seems overjoyed. She even spread the rumor to other schools who participate in the interleague match. The vice captain was popular with boys there too, after all. Well, it's just a rumor, right? Yeah, but her text went into so much detail. You got it too, right? They said even the first years know about it, right? The boys too. Isn't that going too far? Why did a private matter among a particular circle end up spreading so far? Probably because she was harsh on people, and she is a teacher's pet. Maybe there was some envy in it too. I really thought she was a good person though. But I'm not so sure about it now. Let's get started with practice already. And don't spread that topic too much. It's just wrong to judge people based on the mere rumors. Well, I think it's a bit too late for that. I imagine it's already spread through more than half of the school already. Hey, you know that Sugiura girl? She's been getting it on with a university student.
Damn it. If only I were a university student.
Nah, you're just assuming things. It's not like she's fine with anyone as long as he's a university student.
You figure it's useless if I'm not dating a friend of Sugira's?
Nah, I don't know about that either. But are you into her?
Well, if I knew she was that kind of a girl, I might have given it a shot. Not like I'd have anything to lose.
Sure, she's got a pretty face, but don't you think she's kinda lacking in some other parts?
Yeah, but even with a body like hers, she's doing it daily with a uni student.
You figure her boyfriend's into that kind of stuff?
You're just making it worse. You can't say stuff like that, man. You can't say stuff like that, man.
Damn, I got super turned on just imagining it. Hey, she can hear you. She can hear you, man.
Those guys.
Didn't you say you don't have the time to worry about others?
That's right. It's just as you said. I'm sorry, okay? And that's why I'm doing my best even after school.
Finally. Only 2 weeks left until the entrance exams.
That's precisely why I can't stand seeing the class fighting. You could at least be considerate of our class rep who is about to take the entrance exams here.
They're not fighting though. It's just a one-sided massacre. It must be pretty troublesome sticking out too much within the school. Sugiura did the orientation and opening speech this year, didn't she? Though Sua was the one who forced her to do it. Or so the rumors say.
Really? Our homeroom teacher is useless?
Anyway, it certainly is surprising. I always thought that out of every candidate for this year's Miss Hojo, Sugiura would be the only one unrelated to such rumors.
She did refuse the entry to begin with.
Now that you mention it, your sister won 3 consecutive years, right?
Whatever. More importantly, do you really believe this absurd rumor?
Who knows? But if you ask me, it would be far more interesting if it was real. Imagine that Sugiura was actually a slut. It'd be something really unexpected in many ways.
Really? You?
That's not a problem now, is it? Sugiura is quite fortunate after all.
How so?
We'll be graduating in just a month after all.
Do you even understand what this means?
I mean, most of our current relationships will fade away, and new ones will form come next month. She just has to make new friends in university.
That also means that all those memories that she has built up over the years would have gone to nothing in just a month.
Nothing wrong with being promiscuous if you have all the sex you want. February 1st, Tuesday.
So, how are your tests going? Can you advance to the next grade?
You know, it's only the second day. Only 3 subjects are over so far, so how should I know?
Only 3 subjects in 2 days? Exams in university sure having a relaxed schedule.
In exchange, the tests cover a wider range of content, and they're much harder. And unlike high school, there are no more reference books for each subject either.
I know that, senpai. That's why everyone runs around the campus like their lives depend on it right before exams. They must be looking for an available photocopier in a convenience store.
I'll say this just in case. I'm always the one who provides the notes, okay?
Too. Before the exams, it always seems like my number of friends increase to the point of making me think I'm really popular.
It's 12:15. Koharu would call as a means for me to take a break in my studying for the exams. This sporadically started last week and has now become a daily routine. We refrained from long phone calls since the exams have already begun, but in exchange, she calls me more often. More precisely, for 30 minutes every day, and always right before midnight. That's why I'll stop studying 5 minutes before midnight, waiting for my phone to ring, while brewing some coffee, taking my time to enjoy it. Oh, that's right. I forgot to say it. I'm sorry about Sunday.
You have done nothing wrong, so why are you apologizing? You're even giving me a number of reasons to be happy.
No, you're wrong. That's not what I meant. It's about Taki and Io. How does her face look like on the other side of the phone, I wonder? Is she blushing in embarrassment, or is she displeased? Back then, they were quite rude to you, right? So I've been wondering if you were offended by that.
No, not at all.
Normally they're not, well, they're usually like that, but they're not bad people.
I know. They're good people.
It's because of them that I am who I am right now.
Yeah?
Koharu had sought out those two for help in order to save me before she decided to take matters into her own hands. Despite the fact that Koharu's biased positively in her assessment of me, she might truly have a good eye when it comes to people. Now, I must add that it's because of Koharu.
Same goes for you.
However, as a result, I'm always relying on you.
You always say things like that when I least expect it. That's why I said same goes for you.
Sorry, I don't get what you mean.
Anyway, please cherish your friends.
Yeah, I know that.
So, maybe I can't be friends with them?
Huh? Just how much meaning is behind those few words? And what is she feeling while saying them? I could take a guess, but I probably won't know the truth.
But, Senpai, please continue being friends with them, okay? Don't force yourself to prioritize me, okay?
Koharu,
That's only my selfishness talking right now.
then why did you start sulking in front of the station after I prioritized those two last week? However, perhaps I'm even more contradictory than her, because I can't view her bluffing as anything other than adorable. In that case, Koharu, also promise me this.
What is it?
Continue being friends with Yada-san. Don't force yourself to prioritize me, okay? I know it was my fault that both of you are fighting, and yet I can't do anything about it.
Senpai. Senpai.
I won't go to her right now, but one day I want to apologize to Yada-san.
You don't have to worry. Mahoko is a good girl.
Yeah,
It might take some time, but someday the three of us will reconcile. It'll be fine. I'm persistent after all.
yeah, I have faith in you.
So please comfort me until that day, Senpai.
I promise. That's the only thing I can do. I'll make sure I'll do it.
I trust you.
Calls from Koharu meant to give me an excuse for a break while I was studying for exams. Always end abruptly like this. Unlike my long telephone conversations 3 years ago, where words come out naturally. Now every word and phrase is awkward and spoken through clenched teeth. The two of us were similar in both personality and the hardships we've wrought upon ourselves. We swore to look each other's wounds and to be kind to each other, even if we have to be hard on ourselves. Though we both know that it's only an empty promise. Our vow is a potent, yet counterproductive drug that causes us to drag outside parties into this and tear them apart the more we strive to protect it.
Alright. Good night.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Yeah?
Even so, we can't go on without taking it, because I want to hear Koharu's cheerful voice, even for just a moment. because I want to hear her excited breathing.
I am completely fine, you know?
February 3rd, Thursday.
With that in mind, there will be a meeting next week to iron out the details of the plan, and you should be contacted shortly after that.
Hold on. Please, hang on for a moment.
This is actually quite a rare opportunity, you know? It's not often someone outside of the student council is chosen as valedictorian. It should be an honor.
No way. I couldn't? A speech? Whoa, what's that all about?
Same old Sua. What a master comedian.
I can't stop laughing. My stomach hurts. I can't? No way. I couldn't possibly.
What do you mean?
Because I believe the former student council president, Hata-san, would be more qualified.
This was already decided during the staff meeting. If you insist on refusing, then I need a good reason for that.
You're asking her for a reason, but you're the one who's not making any sense, aren't you?
It's gotta be that. Sua's trying to forcibly go through with something again. Hada's homeroom teacher, Tomotatsu, is in his second year of working here.
Take a hit, Sua. Is he an idiot?
He's picked a horrible time to show his favoritism.
Anyway, if you don't have a valid reason to refuse, I won't accept it. What is it? Tell me!
That's...
If you don't have a proper reason, I won't accept it. Moreover, this was a unanimous decision. It's too late to overturn it now.
And this is how you get your valedictorian to no-show.
Sua-sensei?
What is it? You really don't have to be that humble. You should be proud of yourself. After all, you're going to be representing your class. No, in fact, all of the graduates this year.
And if you want her to no-show, you keep following this line. That would be my reaction. It's like, you won't accept my refusal, then your valedictorian's not going to show up, which is going to be more embarrassing.
Wow, so that's supposed to be our representative, huh? What part of her exactly?
Does she want to be the center of attention that bad? I totally don't get what this girl's playing at.
It sure must be tough playing the honor student. Can't say I feel bad for her at all, though. I wonder what she'll talk about in her speech. Maybe the number of couples she's destroyed in the past 3 years?
Yeah, you think she would? I'd actually totally be down to hear all about that. Hey, quiet down! For crying out loud. I can't believe how loud you lot are so early in the morning. Keep in mind, you're all supposed to be graduating soon.
And whose fault do you think that is? Just give her a break already, you asshole.
Calm down, Takahiro. Nothing good's going to come from arguing now. February 4th, Friday. Hey, look!
Huh? What?
There, on the other side of the road, at the university's main gate. Isn't that girl wearing our school uniform?
You mean her? I believe that's a third-year student. Ah!
I know, right? It really is her, right? Thank goodness I didn't mistake her for someone else.
So the rumors about her getting involved with a guy from our university were true. Man, you really saved me. It's really hard to find some organized notes for linguistics.
You should really stop resorting to borrowing notes from students in other departments. The call I received around the time before the date changed last night had an unusually friendly request of, "Bring your French notes with you tomorrow, Haruki."
It's your fault for suddenly deciding to change departments. Have you ever seriously considered just how badly my grades would be affected by your decision?
You should seriously consider passing your exams with your own efforts first. I pressed the answer button without looking at the caller and froze for a few seconds. But that's another story.
Well then, what do you plan to do for the rest of the day?
I'll be studying from the moment I get home, obviously.
What an exemplary and boring answer. I see you still can't really be called a university student, as always.
This? Coming from someone who just wasted quite a bit of unnecessary time? There was a long line at the photocopier we went to after the exam ended, and I let out a big sigh knowing that it wasn't worth waiting for my turn.
If you're saying your time is unnecessary, then what's wrong with me wasting it? What are you talking about?
Huh? Hey, don't misinterpret my grammar on purpose. You're making it seem as if I've spoken in rather confusing way here.
No, your statement actually was confusing. Though I do plan on treating you to dinner as a token of my apology and gratitude.
Then I'll correct myself and say that you've wasted my precious time. You can invite me out after the exams are over.
Today should be fine given that we're free on Saturday, right? Want to drink a little?
Actually, my real hurdle starts next week. I still have 9 subjects left after all, and 3 of them are on Monday.
You've already collected enough credits to graduate, right? You're just doing the rest out of pure interest.
Whatever. In any case, I'll be studying from now until Monday morning. I don't think I'll be able to forgive myself in more ways than one otherwise. This is particularly related to a certain someone who frantically and desperately tried to remain cheerful, despite the fact that her tone immediately dropped the moment she realized I wasn't coming to work on the weekend. That's right. Perhaps I could study at Goody's this weekend, and then we could take a short leisurely walk on our way home before getting on the train. She'd lecture me with the restaurant isn't a place for studying, and happily reprimand me if I made that suggestion, wouldn't she?
A week left, huh? Can't it end any sooner?
You can say that again. Now that I think about it, the reason why Sugiura Koharu didn't appear on my phone's display around the usual time she called last night is because I was busy with another call. I wonder if it's because she got tired of waiting and fell asleep, or if she's fed up with calling me every night, or perhaps something exciting happened at school, such that she didn't need to hear my voice anymore. Well, whatever the reason, it's fine, so long as it's not the opposite of what I just thought. Anything would be...
That's right. Will you be going to Setsuna-chan's party next week?
She invited you to?
Are you suggesting you'd prefer to be alone with her?
What are you talking about? The occasion was intended to be celebrated with her family to begin with.
I just thought that you wanted to tell them something like, "Please entrust your daughter to me."
Don't suggest something so ridiculous. I'm feeling slightly giddy over the fact that what I was thinking about a short moment ago really isn't matching the conversation I'm having with Takia.
So, Io and I will be making ourselves welcome as well. After all, this is Setsuna-chan's homemade cooking we're talking about here, right? Though I guess you can say this is a birthday party where the birthday girl herself will be making a cake.
I see.
Make sure you come, okay, Haruki? You don't have any reason to refuse it, right? It's just an honest celebration held at home, after all.
Takia, I don't know who exactly came up with this idea, but I know that it probably wasn't Setsuna. I don't know who planned such an event that would be so convenient for me to participate in, and thus very difficult for me to refuse. I want to discuss plans about a vacation trip with you as well. Otherwise, you'd immediately immerse yourself in part-time jobs if I don't plan ahead. I can't wait for spring break. We won't have much time to have fun once we get into our final year. Let's make the most of the present and enjoy ourselves, shall we? Spring break, huh? After my exams are over, after my life as a third-year student comes to an end, once winter is over, where do I go, and who should I convey my feelings to? Who will I end up hurting, and what will I end up destroying in the process? Takia? As I was momentarily lost in my own thoughts while looking downward, I walked past Takia before I knew it. Rather, what specifically happened was that Takia suddenly stopped in his tracks, and he's now dumbfounded, staring in the direction of the main gate while standing still. What is it, Takia? What's the matter with... The moment I follow Takia's gaze, the same expression forms on my face. That's not all. The same happens on the face of the person who's within our line of sight. She stares at us with the same look of bewilderment, and after that, she looks around her as if she had just been robbed of her composure. And finally, her expression changes to one that suggests she's about to cry. Even from afar, I can detect her anxiousness, sorrow, and confusion, and I can feel the same expression creeping onto my face as well. Why is she here? Koharu. Yo, if it isn't Koharu-chan! Well, what's up? Did you come all the way here to meet me? Having noticed her first, Takia's demeanor changed just a moment before mine did. Regardless of whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, he ended up covering up what would have been a fatal mistake on my part. Isn't it cold being out here in a place like this? What's wrong? I would have come to get you immediately if you had just given me a call. It's true. If she'd just given me a call, I would have immediately. And to think there were far more appropriate methods that she could have opted for, rather than appearing here in such a conspicuous place and having Takia notice her. Still, it's been quite some time since we last met here, right? I still remember how you had this intense look when you were glaring at us back when we first met.
This isn't what it looks like. This isn't what it looks like.
As she tries her hardest to respond to Takia's words, her gaze is desperately appealing to me. Her eyes were probably trying to convey the same thing her words were. That they're trying to tell me that it's not like that, and I never had any intention to do this. It's just that the meanings behind her words is completely different from what she's actually saying. Don't you have some business with us?
Like I said, I don't have any specific reason to be here. It's just, I ended up coming here before I realized it.
Takia included me in his list of choices before I knew it. But regardless of how skillful his attempt at probing her is, Koharu is just incapable of reading it right now. Were you waiting for someone else?
I wasn't. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize. In fact, we're happy to have run into you, even if only by coincidence. After all, the person who can't understand the reason for her actions the most happens to be herself. That's what I can sense from her. That's right. If you're not busy right now, how about you go out with us, Koharu-chan? We were just about to get dinner. We were planning to celebrate our exams being halfway finished.
No, I'm fine. I'm sorry. I really didn't have a particular reason to be here.
I haven't agreed to anything, and you shouldn't count your chickens when we're only half done with our exams. I usually wouldn't have been able to resist forcing my sermon onto him after a line like that.
It's alright if you aren't busy, isn't it? If you're not comfortable being the only girl with 2 guys, I could call Io to come with us, you know?
Like I said, I never agreed to anything.
No, I'm going home.
Is that so? That's a shame. We could have enjoyed ourselves to our heart content, given that we have the day off tomorrow.
Aren't the 2 of you still in the middle of exams? Isn't that not the best time for the 2 of you to enjoy yourselves to your heart's content?
You don't have to rub salt into the wound. Haruki said the exact same thing just earlier.
That's right. You're not supposed to be free right now.
And Koharu lowers her gaze, now at a loss for words. It's as if she'd been gravely wounded by the very words she just said.
Goodbye. Best of luck to you two.
That's so? See ya then. We'll come visit your restaurant after exams are over.
I'll be waiting. Well then.
Sorry, I completely forgot about that.
Haruki?
This is bad. I have to make things seem coherent. Sorry, this was completely my mistake. The truth is, I actually made an arrangement with her.
Haruki?
Whether it is in response to Koharu's behavior, to the fact that she's here now, or to her current emotions.
I'm not. I wasn't waiting for you, senpai.
Koharu-chan?
I know that it's my fault that I'm so late, but you really don't have to look so mad.
Senpai?
My brain, which should have been exhausted by the exam in the morning, regains its composure almost immediately. I promised you last week at work to give you a tour of the campus. I accept my current circumstances and internally readjust my priorities, and with it, I come up with the most suitable scenario. I told her that I showed Takahiro-kun around campus last month, and she said she wanted to visit as well. So we made arrangements. I was the one who Koharu was waiting for, but that's only because her senior from both her part-time job and the university she's going to attend happens to be the same person. He also happens to be the boyfriend of her classmate's older sister. We promised to meet each other at the main gate after school ended on Friday, and left work uneventfully afterward. And today so happens to be Friday. Koharu had arrived on time as promised, whereas I've been hanging around the school grounds with Takia, having forgotten this rather trivial promise I've made to my junior. Of course, we couldn't even contact one another given that we've never even exchanged phone numbers before. And after waiting for me for more than an hour, she then saw the person who had made that promise brazenly walking out without feeling even slightly nervous. Koharu got really mad as a result and acted as if she never made that promise with me to begin with. So that's how things are. I'm truly sorry. I know I'm a little late, but why don't I show you around right now? I'll even treat you to dinner, though we'd be eating in the cafeteria. Koharu's gaze is wavering. And Takia's gaze doesn't even have the slightest hint of suspicion, because the intense glint in his eyes suggests that he's gone past merely finding me suspicious, and is convinced I am lying. Let's go. Takia, this is what's going on. So I'm sorry.
Haruki.
But I can't afford to falter in that right now. I can only push forward and act as if what I'm saying is the truth. Come on, let's go.
Senpai?
See ya, Takia. I'll call you later.
Hey, Haruki. Make sure you come to the party next week, okay?
I couldn't bring myself to turn towards Takia in response to his rather miserable tone when he said that. only lightly raising my hand in response. I lightly push Koharu's back as we head back to where I just come from, into the university. I'm turning my back on my friend. I can only concentrate on directly walking towards the darkness where I can't see what lies beyond. I'm doing this because I absolutely can't leave Koharu alone here right now. I can only believe in that intuition. Thanks for watching. Please push all the buttons that make the algorithm happy. So, is the descriptions of the kisses attractive to people? Assuming it wasn't me reading it, of course. I cut the actual lip-smacking kissing noises because they're really squicky to me, and I couldn't bear the thought of trying to edit them in. I can tolerate the descriptions, though some of them are a bit gross to me. I'm not judging you if you like them, or the noises, or whatever. It's just not for me.